As the world constantly evolves, humans can't help but try to uncover more and more about what happened to the previous civilizations. Given the never-ending pursuit of the ancient past, archaeological discoveries are still being made around the world today. Hello there everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we'll tell you about 20 archaeological finds in 2023 that you won't believe exist. Number 20, an ancient city buried under sand. Researchers shocked the world when they revealed that they've discovered a lost golden city in Luxor. As per sources, this hidden city was buried under sand for about 3,000 years in Egypt. Despite being under the sand for so many years, it was found largely intact. It's been suggested that this archaeological find was built by Amenhotep III, who was Tutankhamun's grandfather. From the evidence collected by the researchers, it's been claimed that the city wasn't destroyed, but rather was abandoned. Just like this one, explorers have come across many other archaeological finds that we'll tell you all about in this video. But before we go ahead, make sure to give this video a huge thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell. Number 19, a prehistoric rainforest. It was January 2022 when the researchers discovered a site in southeastern Australia. What they found strange about this rocky site was an astonishing ancient rainforest. The fossils they found there have been identified as about 11 to 16 million years old. These fossils represent rainforest ecosystems that date back to the Miocene epoch. A paleontologist at the Australian Museum Research Institute in Sydney, Matthew McCurry, revealed that they found small soft-bodied creatures are preserved in extraordinary detail, including spiders fossilized down to their leg hairs and fish with bellies full of midges. He added, because of the quality of preservation, we can see into these ecosystems like never before. Number 18, a luxurious Pompeii chariot. One of the greatest archaeological finds that has recently come forward is a stunning luxurious chariot ride discovered in Pompeii. The chariot, with nymph and floral design and high iron wheels, was once drawn by several horses during ancient ceremonies. Reports have revealed that it was actively used some 2,000 years ago until the city was destroyed by a terrific volcanic eruption. A professor at the University of Massachusetts Amherst, Eric Poehler, said in a statement that this ride is the Lamborghini chariot at the time used to transport the elite to the ancient events and festivals. So when archaeologists found the splendidly preserved chariot, they were truly stunned. Number 17, ancient Roman silver coins. Up until now, archaeologists have found over 5,500 ancient Roman silver coins in Augsburg, Germany. It's been said that these coins were buried beside a river about 1,800 years ago. When the researchers further looked into the design details of the coins, they discovered that these coins were used in ancient Rome as the standard silver coins known as denarii. The reason why these coins were abandoned remains a mystery. Number 16, discovery of a Roman shipwreck. When the researchers were exploring the Mediterranean close to Sicily, they came across a shipwreck that reportedly dates back about 2,200 years ago. Further evidence revealed that the water vessel was full of goods, including wine and flour, which were being traded by the ancient Romans to another destination. Number 15, a symbol of women's power. The majority believes that women in ancient times were oppressed and were considered weak entities in front of the superior figures of men. However, this distorted perception changed when explorers excavated a grave in Spain. The researchers unearthed a grave at La Almoloya and found the remains of a woman who was donning luxurious silver jewelry, notably a silver diadem, a necklace, and 2 bracelets. It wasn't considered a great archaeological find until the researchers came across the body of a man buried beside that woman. What shocked them was that they didn't find any luxurious possessions near the body of the man. Looking at the remains of these two, the scholars concluded that the artifact on the woman's head must have been a symbol of power and that she must have been a ruler or a prominent figure in the El Argar society, which thrived in 2200 to 1550 BC in the region. Number 14, ancient battle arena in Turkey. The amphitheater that thrived some 1,800 years ago was unearthed in Turkey. The arena was the famous site in the ancient city of Masuara, where people gathered to see the wrestling of professional combatants or even wild animals. It served a similar purpose as the Colosseum. Even though it was buried under the ground for many years, its visible parts were found intact. Number 13, a tomb of a famous Egyptian treasurer. During the reign of Ramses II in Egypt, there used to be a famous royal treasurer named Ptah Emweah. A group of archaeologists came across his tomb while exploring the burial site in Giza called Saqqara. The tomb is full of ancient writings and drawings which appear to be the beliefs of the Egyptian people during the reign of Ramses the Great. Number 12. Remains of the Old Kingdom in Egypt. Saqqara Necropolis recently came forward as the house of 5 ancient tombs of the Old Egyptian Kingdom. The beautifully decorated tombs are almost 4,000 years old. As per the Secretary General of the Supreme Court of Antiquities, Mustafa Waziri, the tombs were designed for senior officials in ancient Egypt, such as those in charge of palace supervision and regional rule. Number 11. Zeus's Temple in Egypt. While the origins of the mythology of Zeus take us to Greece, very few people know that the power of the mighty Zeus went past Greece. It was proved when an ancient Zeus temple was discovered in Tel al-Farma, northwestern Sinai Peninsula. The scholars revealed that in ancient times, this region was known as the city of Pelusium, and it was an important city during the Greco-Roman and Byzantine times. Number 10. Another lost Roman city. This isn't the first time that archaeologists have discovered an old Roman city, as there have been several discoveries of such in the past. However, the explorers shocked the world with their announcement that they've discovered yet another new lost Roman city in the Spanish Pyrenees. However, they're still trying to uncover more and more about this new lost city, and for now, it's been given the name El Faro de la Tuda. Number 9. San Jose Spanish Treasure Galleon. Did you know that San Jose has been called the mother of all shipwrecks? This ship was reportedly a 64-gun, 3-masted galleon. This vessel, full of emeralds, gold, and silver, sank in modern-day Colombia in 1708. Even though the ship has been discovered, the billion-dollar treasure has been reportedly held up by endless legal disputes. Number 8. Legendary endurance shipwreck. Sir Ernest Shackleton, along with his crew, was the first ever person to cross the Antarctic by foot. They set out on their expedition in 1912 on the ship called Endurance. However, the ship sank in 1915. Miraculously, after surviving the dangers of the Antarctic seas for a year, the whole crew came out of the disaster alive. This story of Sir Ernest took a new turn when the Endurance shipwreck was discovered deep at the bottom of the Weddell Sea. Number 7. Tombs discovered underneath the Notre Dame spirals. In 2019, the world-famous Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris was caught in a devastating fire. After the tragedy, archaeologists were called to conduct thorough research on the site. During the process, they discovered 2 hidden tombs that were buried underneath the Gothic spiral towers. After some research, the archaeologists reported that one of them was Antoine de la Porte, a wealthy canon of the church. The other, dubbed a cavalier, could be a member of the elite and could have lived anywhere between the 14th and 17th centuries. However, they couldn't answer why they were buried there. Number 6. The Hobbit. You might have heard about the hobbits in fiction, but scientists discovered real hobbits on the remote Indonesian island of Flores. As per sources, the scientists uncovered the bones of the petite ancient hominin Homo floresiensis, which they quickly dubbed the Hobbit. Number 5. Noah's Ark. There have been so many instances of the discovery of the biblical boat Noah's Ark. Many archaeologists around the world have presented their own versions of the discovery of the Ark. However, there are still many doubts regarding the given evidence. Number 4. Coffin birth. When archaeologists discovered the remains of a pregnant woman who lived almost 1,300 years ago, they couldn't believe their eyes. When they discovered her, they also found a fetus between her legs, and that's why she was labeled as an example of a rarely observed coffin birth. Number 3. Pet cemetery. No one had ever seen a pet cemetery before until a Peruvian anthropologist, Sonia Guillen, discovered it in a 1,000-year-old cemetery south of Lima. She excavated 43 buried dogs there. They were reportedly buried by the people of the Curubaya culture. Number 2. A tiny human. An alien or a tiny human. That was a debate when scientists discovered a 6-inch tall skeleton with a pointed head in the Atacama Desert of Chile. Even though there were many wild theories in the beginning, later the tiny mummy was identified as a female with several genetic mutations. Number 1. Revisiting the horrors of the Civil War. What started as a process to expand the library at Durham University in northeast England resulted in the discovery of 17th century lost end paint when archaeologists found 1,700 skeletons of the Scottish war prisoners of the Third English Civil War. That was truly a heart-wrenching find. And that's all we have for you in today's video. We're sure there are so many other mind-blowing things waiting to be unearthed, so until the next one, take care and goodbye.